Hi guys, today we're going to be doing a little planting, some mulching. We're going to get our cosmo and zinnia seeds in the ground. But first we need to head over to the vegetable garden because we're having a little issue with our onions and we need to get on top of it. We planted them about a month ago, and the other night I came out to remove the insect netting that I had wrapped around them because I figured they'd put on enough size. The squirrels aren't going to mess with them. And I noticed that a lot of the leaves were doing this weird little curlicue type thing. So I did a little bit of research online. Allium leaf miners. Are you kidding me? As if our boxwoods didn't suffer enough with leaf miners. Now my onions have them. Initially, I thought it was just like inconsistent water because we've had so much rain. But look at these little leaves. Look what they're doing. They're coming out and they're all contorted and twisted. And I'm noticing it on a lot of them. So I don't think it's just inconsistent watering. I do think we could potentially have allium leaf miners. So I am going to treat them today. In my online research, they did say that insecticidal soap is a good treatment method for these, and luckily I happen to have some on hand, so I'm going to apply a coat to the onions, let that dry. While it's drying, we're going to go plant a few things, then we'll come back a little later and give them a little bit of fertilizer and top dress them with some land and sea compost. We'll give this a little shake, and we'll just spray our onions. Okay, they are good and drenched. So now we're just gonna let them sit for a little while and dry. And this is the Captain Jack's insecticidal super soap that I just used. Okay, while that's drying, we can plant our zinnia and cosmo seeds. We're going to be planting the California giant zinnias and the sensation cosmos. Both of these get about 3 to 3.5 feet tall, and we're going to plant them right along this chain link fence right here. I am going to plant them from one end to the other where this red pot is, knowing full well that this back section does tend to get a little bit shaded out from this Japanese maple. So we may have to pull some of these because they'll probably get a little leggy, but we're going to give it another whirl. So for this, I'm going to be using my mom's little, I guess it's like a kind of like a little fork or whatnot. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and just drag it and make a little trench right in the center, because the zinnia and the cosmo seeds only need to be planted about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch deep. So we're just going to rough up the soil a little bit. Hopefully the squirrels won't get to this. And I'm not too worried about making a complete straight line. Good enough. Just kind of roughing up the soil. Just a little. So now I'm just going to take both packets of seeds. This is what the cosmo seeds look like. That's what the zinnia seeds look like. And I'm literally just going to mix them together. And I'm just going to go down the center of that section that we just kind of dug up and just sprinkle them all in. Just like that. I need to go get another pack. And I think I left off somewhere around here. That's okay. I'm just sprinkling a little. Just like that. Okay. Well, I ran out of seeds right here, so probably about 8 feet from there to the red pot, so no big deal. Now we just cover them up. And water them in. All right, seeds are planted, the onions are drying. Let's go plant a few things. So I placed a few plants in the butterfly garden area and along the walkway where we planted the arborvitae hedge. I've had them sitting there for a few days, see if I like them, and I think we're ready to plant a few of them. Let's start on this side. I've got a coreopsis, a dwarf mugo pine, a dianthus, and a dwarf lilac in the back. All of these I'm still considering if I like the placement of them, so I'm not going to plant any of these today because I still am undecided. But we do have a 9-bark, a loropetalum, an Atlas rose, which I'm very excited about, and an ornamental grass that we are going to get in the ground today. I've got a couple of deutzias over there that they're waiting in the wings, but the ornamental grass, the Atlas rose, the loropetalum, and the 9-bark are going in. Once we're done planting, I'd like to get this section mulched. So let's go over and start on this side and I'll show you the plants. Let's start with our ornamental grass. This is a Prairie Winds Blue Paradise. These grow 36 to 42 inches tall and only 24 inches wide. They're hardy in zones 3 through 9, and they've got this bluish green texture, and they're just so delicate. But what is interesting about these is that in the fall, they turn this like burgundy wine color. So I think that's just gonna look amazing. Next we have the Atlas rose, and oh my gosh, you guys, look at the color of this. Oh, so pretty. Now, believe it or not, this is going to be the first rose in this garden in a very long time. And so I just had to have one of these. Oh, they're so pretty. And they don't have any blooms on them now, but they are loaded with buds and they smell so good. The proven winners, Atlas Landscape Rose. Oh my gosh, so pretty. So these get 3 feet tall and wide. They're hardy in zones 5 through 9, and they do like full sun. And I think they're gonna be very happy in this little spot right here. And roses are tricky for us in our area because we're so high humidity sometimes. They do tend to sometimes suffer from like black spots. So we'll just have to keep an eye on this. And then right over here, we have the Jazz Hands Variegated Loropetalum. Now, you guys know I love loropetalums. We have one in the front yard. We have the Jazz Hands Pink. This is the variegated version, and oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. You know what this reminds me of? You know what these colors remind me of? They remind me of the Carolina Sweetheart Redbud, which is fitting considering I do want to put one right over here if I can get my hands on one. But this, so these are hardy in zones 7 through 9. They can handle pretty much any type of soil as long as it's well draining. They like full sun, and they get anywhere from 4 to 6 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide. The new growth comes out in this variegated cream and pink color, and then as they age, they turn this deeper, darker burgundy color. If they don't get too much sun, like underneath, you can see they're a little bit greener. But the thing I love about these is that they're evergreens. Actually, I call them ever reds because they hold their color. But look at this. You can see the variegation poking through right there. The green, the cream, the pinks. Look at that. And then in early spring, they come out with these hot pink fuchsia blooms, flowers that are just amazing. They look just like witch hazel blooms. They're so frilly and gosh, I cannot say enough good things about this. I absolutely love it. But one thing to remember though, and I have seen some reviews online about this, where they didn't understand that the variegation comes from the new growth, and then as they age, the variegation kind of subsides a little bit and you end up with just deeper shades of red, plum, and burgundy. So just keep that in mind. But oh, isn't that gorgeous? And that is just gonna look so pretty right next to the weeping blue spruce. Poof, so excited. I'll give you the stats on the 9-bark in a second, but I do want to let you guys know all the plants that I've shown you today, they're all from the Proven Winners line. Depending on your area, they may be available in your local garden centers. If not, you could probably ask them and see if they could order them for you. Or you can order them online from Proven Winners Direct, with the exception of the Festivus Gold 9-bark that I'm about to talk to you about. Because it is discontinued, they don't offer it anymore. And I was fortunate enough to find 2 of them in my garden center, the last 2 on the lot, so I snatched them up. Even though this has been discontinued from the Proven Winners line, because I'm putting it in the garden, I do want to share it with you guys. So this is the Festivus Gold 9-bark. They grow 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. They're hardy in zones 3 through 7. They come out with these gorgeous white blooms late spring, and then they've got this gorgeous greenish chartreuse foliage color, and they just kind of glow over here. So again, while it's not available anymore, I still want to share it with you because again, we are putting it in the garden. I brought out the 9-inch auger today because we do have cardboard underneath this mulch, so this is going to be a little interesting digging a few of these holes. There's no cardboard over here where the 9-bark is, but there is cardboard here, and it hasn't been in place for a while, so yeah, this will be interesting. I'm also going to be removing this Desert Plains Pennisetum. It never broke dormancy, so I don't think it survived our winter in its nursery can. All right, guys, let's get these in the ground. I'm not finding any cardboard over here. There it is. Doesn't that look so good? Ooh. We are done planting for the day. We've got our blue paradise grass right over here, in between the Yuki snowflake and the storm cloud Amsonia. We've got our Atlas rose, which I am really excited about. And then right over here, I got rid of the Desert Plains Pennisetum, planted the Jazz Hands variegated Loropetalum. Oh, you guys, look at this. It's kind of hard to see in the mulch, but it's just stunning in color. And it's going to look so pretty right next to the weeping blue spruce. And then right over here behind our crabapple, we have the Festivus Gold 9-bark. Look at that, that just glows. So pretty. I don't think our salvia transplanted well. Oh well, that's okay. Can't win them all. And then right over here, we just kind of added a little bit more mulch. I didn't finish it all the way down to the end because, again, I'm still a little unsure about this whole area. We still have Shasta daisies over here that I want to dig up and just pull forward a little bit. Maybe pop a few somewhere over here or in the front. I don't know yet. But I covered as much as I could for everything that we have planted. There's no point in mulching if I'm just going to kick it up again. But I think it looks really good. Filling in nicely. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. Now let's head to the vegetable garden so we can finish up our onion project. It's been a little over an hour and a half, so the insecticidal soap has dried completely. So really all we have left to do is fertilize and top dress. Yep, it's dry. So now that it's completely dry, I'm gonna add a little garden tone. I'm just gonna sprinkle it in between the rows and then come in with some of our compost and just kind of cover up all of the fertilizer. I'm not gonna water it in because we're supposed to get rain tonight and all day tomorrow, so Mother Nature, she can water it in. All right, let's get this wrapped up. fertilizer has been added and we top dressed it with land and sea compost. Again, we're not going to water it in because we're going to get rain tonight. So this bed is hopefully ready to go. I'll keep you guys updated on our onions too, because I did read a couple posts online that said once your onions get allium leaf miner, just toss them, that's a lost cause. Others said if you have insecticidal soap, give it a try. That seemed to work for them. I figured, you know what, we've got it. Let's try it. Can't hurt. Don't really want to toss out a whole crop. So fingers crossed, they rebound and we end up with a nice harvest. And you guys, what a fun day today. Did a little planting, a little mulching, and we know mulching always makes everything look so good. And we tended to our onions. So all in all, a good day. And you guys, that is it for our video. Pooh, bug. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.